What's happening, everybody? Well, good news for all my DT Ram owners out there with a 5.7 liter e-torque. HP Tuners has now solved your problem with that auto start stop button being enabled as opposed to disabled when you first start your truck. So here you go, guys. Under the Systems tab, auto start stop, the in-car button, you can now disable or show that to be disabled as opposed to enabled the way that it is from the factory. And what I mean to say is this: when you first get into the truck, if it's equipped with a 5.7 and e-torque, when you start that vehicle up, initially the button is there to be pressed if you want to disable that auto start stop function. What HP Tuners has now been able to do is make that button auto disabled. Basically, if you've got a 5.7 e-torque engine, you're wearing that button out. The problem with the auto start stop function with the Ram, and believe me when I tell you, it is probably, if not the best, top of the list in terms of being seamless and everything else. The problem, though, is that none of these systems are very intuitive. And so let me kind of paint you through a scenario where I've already experienced the auto start stop function being extremely annoying and not very intuitive. So let's say it's a crisp morning, you hop in your truck, you fire it up, and you back out of your driveway and you're just kind of driving along like normal. Even with the engine not quite to operating temperature, or really nowhere even near operating temperature, the first stop sign that you get to, auto stop. And it's really annoying. I mean, you've just started the thing and it's already starting this auto start stop feature. And it gets kind of annoying because it just keeps auto start stopping no matter how many stops that you initially have, as opposed to waiting until the vehicle gets to proper operating temperature and then starting the auto start stop feature. It just seems like that would make more sense, especially if it's cool or cold outside, because the engine running is what generates the heat for the heater. So again, you get to your first stoplight, you're sitting there like what seems forever, and the fans are still blowing, but they're blowing across a cold radiator core. So, or heater core, I should say. So there's that. The inverse is also true. I don't know what the cutoff temperature is on the high side, but I can tell you that 85 or 90 degrees, you're in the truck, same scenario, cruising down the road, truck just started, but it's kind of hot. Interior of the truck is hot. When you come to a stop, the truck dies. And so there's fans still blowing, but they're not blowing against an AC that's running. So you're just circulating hot air. It's, again, not very intuitive, and there's still a lot of work that could be done to make it a lot more intuitive to where it wasn't so intrusive on folks to actually use the system. And again, it's just really off-putting and weird. You pull up to a stop sign and the truck dies. The cool thing about the Dodge system is you really don't even notice it until you take your foot off the brake and then the thing fires up and then you get rolling, or you got to just kind of tip into the throttle and it gets going again. Let me tell you another area that is a complete disaster train wreck in terms of intuitiveness with these auto start stop systems. And this has happened a few times. You've got the system in play and you go to pull into a parking spot. And so you're just kind of creeping into the parking spot. You've got your foot on the brake and you stop to try to jockey for position. The truck dies. So you put the thing into reverse and it starts back up and then the process keeps going. It's kind of weird, but here's the thing. It draws unnecessary attention to you. It's just kind of an odd thing, especially if you've got an aftermarket exhaust, which a lot of guys have. It just makes the whole process a little bit weird. Again, it's not bad, but it's very annoying, and especially if you're trying to just maneuver into a parking spot or whatever, and you got this truck dying and then starting back up. It's almost like you're having car problems, and you're not. It's just a feature of the way that truck actually works. So for you guys with HP Tuner software out there, that feature is now disableable. You do not have to have a Z Automotive product or any other product that is working with the security bypass. You don't have to worry about that anymore. You can now finally get that done through your HP Tuners software. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm pretty stoked with this. Hope that helps you out. We'll catch you on the next one. That's a wrap. Adios.